IPFW men's basketball team has lost a couple of heartbreaking games in a row. Today, they take on the Indianapolis Greyhounds here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Maas, joined as always by Charlie Washington. Charlie, in the last two ball games, the men's team has had to lead at the half, haven't been able to hold on.
Well, that's kind of it. It goes with the territory. A very young basketball team playing well in spurts, but we need to sustain a 40-minute effort, and hopefully we can get that tonight.
Today, their opponent, Indianapolis, has a great outside shooter in Andy Foster, some veteran leadership. What do the Dons have to do?
Well, certainly they have to contain Foster, but also there's a guy that gets him the basketball about 5 or 6 times a game in Rob Kent. We have to control the tempo as always. Same keys for the Dons. We have to get Nick Weiss a lot of shots. We have to get Brad Knoll a lot of shots. D'Angelo Woodall has to control the floor. And then we need some intangibles. And the biggest intangible is good inside play from the Dons.
It's an interstate rivalry and a conference rivalry. IPFW and the University of Indianapolis is coming up next right here on College 56 Sports. Mike Maas along with Charlie Washington calling the action in this afternoon's men's basketball game featuring the Greyhounds of the University of Indianapolis and the Mastodons of IPFW. We want to remind you that the telecast of this IPFW basketball game is brought to you in part by Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. Charlie Washington, we got a ball game today, an intrastate rivalry, a conference rivalry, a veteran team in Indianapolis against a youthful team in IPFW. As you mentioned in the pregame report, IPFW so far just has not been able to play 40 minutes of basketball. It's been 36, 37, 38. And Thursday night against Northern Kentucky was a prime example, up by 5 with a little over 3 minutes to go, and unfortunately they couldn't hang on to the lead.
Well, if you can't sustain the 40-minute effort, you at least have to pick your moments, and those key crucial areas of the game, the first 2 to 3 minutes of the first half, the last 2 to 3 minutes of the first half, and certainly coming out after the first half into the second half, and definitely most crucial, if it's a close game as that was with the lead, you do have to at least sustain those last 2 to 3 minutes, and the Dons just haven't been able to do that.
Well, let's talk about this matchup. As we said, Indianapolis, under fourth-year head coach Todd Sturgeon, comes into this ball game. I believe they are 9-3. They are 4-2 in GLVC play. IPFW 4-12. Not as bad as 4-12 sounds. They are 1-5 in the conference, but they have played respectable. They just haven't been able to get the score to go and the breaks to go their way in the final 3 to 5 minutes.
And this is a game, a very big game for Indianapolis. Certainly, they certainly have tournament hopes with a record of 9-3, and a chance for the Dons to do a little bit of spoiling, and plus get them into a mode of they're playing some good, positive basketball, and a chance to get them on a good track.
Well, we just had the women's game completed, a game that we had here in College 56. A heartbreaking loss for Coach Carl Semesco's squad. They lost 53-51. Somewhat of a controversial call with 10 seconds to go. Foul on Lindsey Werns.
Somewhat of a controversial call.
Well, yeah, we'll keep it here. We want to be able to continue to broadcast on College 56 and not get sanctioned or censured by the NCAA. But that was the women's game. We've got the men's game coming up. We're looking at the players warming up on the floor. Look at that Indianapolis team, and there is a lot of height on that ball club. What does IPFW really have to do besides playing a solid 40 minutes of basketball? What do they have to do today?
Well, the big thing with IPFW, our strength is not on the inside. Our perimeter play is and probably will be for the end of this season be our strength. But if we can get some good inside play, and then, as always, control the tempo. As I've stated before, I like to see D'Angelo Woodall on the floor, running the floor for the Dons, and certainly we have to get Brad Knoll and Nick Weiss some shots. So those are the keys, the intangible, getting some good bench play, as well as certainly getting some inside play from the Dons, and I think that can turn the tempo for them.
Well, momentarily we'll be going down to public address announcer Brian Miller in about 22 seconds or so for the introduction of the starting lineups. But a key game in a stretch where IPFW has a number of games in a row at home where they don't have to travel. They had Thursday night at home against Northern Kentucky. Today, next week, they are home, I believe, against Quincy on Thursday. And again, a week from today, we'll be back here against the University of Missouri at St. Louis. So it's almost imperative that the Dons play well and get some wins here at home. And
get some momentum. It's very important, and we need that. And here's no better time to start than right now.
Let's turn it over to Brian Miller at the PA announcer.
Indiana, number 5, Rob Kent. Also at guard, a 6'3" senior from Campbell, Ohio, number 20, Quincy Davidson. At forward, a 6'6" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 25, Chris DeJean. Also at forward, a 6'4" senior from Frankfort, Indiana, number 34, Andy Foster. And in the middle, a 6'7" junior from Pendleton, Indiana, number 51, Ryan Hupfer. Head coach is Todd Sturgeon. He is assisted by Michael Wantz. And now, the starters for your IPFW Mastodons. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore from Freeport, Illinois, number 3, D'Angelo Woodall. Also at guard, a 6-foot sophomore from Spring Arbor, Michigan, number 24, Brad Knoll. At forward, a 6'5" junior from Plymouth, Indiana, number 42, Nick Wise. Also at forward, a 6'8" freshman from Hammond, Indiana, number 44, Lindsey Henderson. And in the middle, a 6'10" freshman from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 50, Jim Kesnick. Head coach is Doug Knoll. He is assisted by Joe Pachota and Fred Andrews.
Doug Knoll in his second year here at IPFW. Here at the school, he has an overall mark of 15-28. His counterpart, Todd Sturgeon, in his fourth year with the Greyhounds. And coming into this ball game, Todd has a record of 67-39. A lot of senior leadership in this lineup, Charlie. You got a junior, 3 juniors and 3 seniors and 2 juniors. I get my tongue untied yet. With IPFW, it's almost just the opposite, sophomores and juniors.
And that's an intangible that, you love to have. You're not going to get those mistakes. They've been through the wars. They've been in the GLVC, know how it is, whereas this is the first time around and maybe second time around for a lot of IPFW's players, and hopefully that advantage that the Greyhounds have won't come back to haunt us.
Well, this is interesting. Doug Knoll has brought his team out in the traveling blues. IPFW will be in the blue with black and white trim. Indianapolis in their road maroons with white and black trim. And this will be interesting. You'll hear the officials hollering red and blue all day.
At this point in time, anything to get an edge. And if you can, if you need a little lady luck and wear the blue at home, hey, let's do it.
Well, we're hoping for a good ball game. Scoreboard is out, temporary delay. Try to get the scoreboard turned back on. Want to remind you while we have this momentary delay that we're not done here at College 56 today. Later on this evening, Ryan Perrott and I will be here to bring you the contest volleyball match between the Volleydons of IPFW and Rutgers of Newark, New Jersey. The Dons opened up their season last night, and unfortunately it was with an uncharacteristic loss to Concordia College of Bronxville, New York. But Ryan and I will be here at 8 p.m. for all the action of IPFW volleyball. Well, we're almost ready to go now. The whistle blows. Ball is up, tap controlled by the Indianapolis Greyhounds. And here they go, Rob Kent, 5'11" junior with the basketball. IPFW starts out in a man-to-man defense. Foster for 3, no. Offensive rebound, DeJean puts it back up and in. Chris DeJean with the putback. Greyhounds are on top, 2-0.
Well, we did the first part that we needed to do at the outset of the game. We controlled Foster, took, in essence, a pretty bad shot, but then we have to keep the big guys off the glass.
Brad Knoll, whistle away from the basketball. And Nick Wise is going to be called for the personal. His first, team first. So it'll be Greyhound basketball. We played 34 seconds. Indianapolis on top, 2-0 here at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center. Kent watched by Brad Knoll. Foul line cut off. Down to 11 on the shot clock. Kent trying to get away from Knoll inside the paint. Kicks it off. Humphrey with the shot. No, and Woodall comes down with the board. Quickly up to Nick Wise. Takes it leg to the floor, off the glass and in. Nick Wise ties the game at 2, and there was speed personified, Charlie.
Hey, that's what we need. Control the tempo, quick tempo that time. Wise got out on the wing and scored the bucket.
18-footer by Quincy Davidson off the mark. Here comes IPFW with a chance to take their first lead. Kesenich for 3. No. Rebound controlled by Chris DeJean. Here come the Greyhounds. Kesenich, I thought, and Lindsey Henderson, who are in the lineup right now, I thought both played well Thursday night against Northern Kentucky.
Would like to see Kesenich get the ball inside first before he starts taking those types of shots. Not that he can't knock it down.
Andy Foster with the bucket for Indianapolis, and the Hounds are up 4-2. Henderson double teamed. Brad Knoll drives the lane, shot up, no, but Brad is fouled, and he will go to the line shooting 2. Foul was on Rob Kent, his first, team first.
And Brad's done a lot more of that, going to the basket and leaning in. We'd like to see him coming up, learning to come off screens a little bit more, moving without the basketball, but that's a great start.
First free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Brad had 24 points Thursday night against Northern Kentucky, including 7 of 8 at the foul line. Second free throw, gets the bounce.
Used it all, got the shooter's roll.
4-3 to score. Hounds with the lead in the basketball. Kent drives baseline, stops, pops, short. Rebound, Kesenich. Nice block out by Jim Kesenich. Wise for 3, no. Rebound controlled by DeJean. Back comes Indianapolis. Foster faked the 3. Bumping down low. Upper and Henderson going at it. Foster, baseline jumper, yes. Andy Foster, 6'4" senior now with 4 points. 6-3, Indianapolis with the lead. Woodall inside, Henderson. Shot partially blocked, but also a foul going to be committed. Foul's going to be on DeJean. Chris is first. Team second. Lindsey Henderson, 6'8", 230-pound freshman. Getting that lucky bounce on the first free throw.
Lindsey's played some good basketball for us this year, and certainly look for some bright things from him in the future.
Makes them both. Makes our score 6-5. Dons down by 1. Just under 17 minutes to go here in the first half. Baseline drive right in is Quincy Davidson.
And you can't allow that. You can't allow that guy to go baseline on a controlled dribble and get all the way to the basket. Someone has to cut off that baseline.
Kesenich looking for someone to get open. Knoll for 3, yes. Brad Knoll's first field goal of the afternoon. He now has 4 points, and the Dons tie it up at 8. As we near the 16-10 mark. Kent, watched by Brad Knoll. Davidson nearly loses it. Wants to drive baseline again. Kent in the trees. Looks for help. Hupfer off the iron, no good. Tap controlled by DeJeans. Hounds with another chance. Foster for 3, no! Rebound Hupfer, let's see who's pushing off. Ryan Hupfer gets called for the personal, his first, team third. Substitution for IPFW, Matt Shepard, 6'7", 220-pound junior, replaces Lindsey Henderson.
Foster's not shy at all, is he?
Not a bit, but boy, he's been around for a long, long time. I remember seeing him play as a freshman.
Exactly.
Seemed like eons ago. 15 and a half to go. 8-8 our score. IPFW with a basketball. Knoll for 3. No, off the mark. Loose ball out of bounds. Last touch by Davidson.
And that's not Brad Knoll's strength. Not that he cannot make that shot, but we need to get him with his feet set, facing the basket, and getting good, clean looks.
Shot clock not working. There it is now, finally. No, another 3. No. Brad 1 of 3, I think, now in 3-point attempts. Here comes Rob Kent of Indianapolis. Hupfer stops, pops, and misses. Rebound Woodall. Dons on the run, 3-on-2. Shepard tries to feed it across to Knoll. Comes out to Wise. He takes the 3 and hits it. Nick Wise with a deuce and a tray.
Just how we drew it up, off the deflection and out to Wise for the 3.
Puts the Dons on top, 11-8. 14:45 to go here in the first half. Foster stops, 14-footer, partially blocked. Wise comes up with it. Here we go again. Wise for 3. No, rebound Woodall on the offensive glass. Here we go again. Brad Knoll kicks it baseline. Wise off the glass and in. Nice feed, Brad Knoll to Nick Wise. Nick has 7. The lead is 5. Greyhounds slowing it down. That's interesting. Dons want to run. Hounds want to walk. Turnaround jumper from the foul line. No good by Kent. Rebound to IPFW. Woodall inside. Kesenich turnaround shot. Yes.
And we need that.
Nice little jump hook by Jim Kesenich.
Yeah, took away the baseline, so he just turned around and used a jump hook.
And Indianapolis calls timeout. 13:45 left in the first half. Our score, IPFW 15, Indianapolis 8. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington with you here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 13:45 left in the first half, and Charlie, the Dons, they've come to play. They're up 15-8.
Right now, and I think we're doing a good job on the defensive end. If Andy Foster is going to take all of their shots and keep the other guys out of the game, I think we'll do okay with that.
Let's take a look at a replay here. Inside move. Kesenich, nice jump hook. And a nice shot for the 6'10 freshman out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Great job pronouncing that, first of all. And a great job, Kesenich taking what the defense gave, and they took away the baseline, so he just turned around and took the jump hook.
Back to the action. Greyhounds with the ball. Rob Kent watched by Mike Miller, who's in the lineup now for the Dons. Foster, shot up, no. Tap, no. Loose ball, who's got it? Dwight Crow, who's also in the lineup. Got Miller, Crow, Shepard, Kesenich, and Woodall. That's an interesting lineup. Inside, Kesenich cut off. Back up top to Woodall. Inside feed, and hitting the end line is Matt Shepard. Just couldn't control that pass. Now we have our first media timeout of the afternoon. So let's take another break. 13-10 left, our score. Mastodons 15, Greyhounds 8. You're watching IPFW Basketball on College 56 Sports.
I'm Walter Bowman, Director of Athletics at IPFW. I'm pleased you have joined us for today's telecast. I trust you will enjoy the exciting action of our student athletes, and at some point this year will join us for Mastodon entertainment. In the meantime, it is our privilege to come into your home, and we thank you for sharing your time. Please remember that each Wednesday evening at 8:30, you can enjoy Mastodon Spotlight Coaches Hour. For more information on how you can become involved with the Royal Dons Athletic Association, call the number on your screen.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gate Sports Center. As you get a good look at Jamie Halderman, a little distraught. She and her teammates tried hard, but they fell short earlier today, losing to Indianapolis 53-51. Charlie, trying a quick look at some of the numbers. We see D'Angelo Woodall already with 3 rebounds, 2 rebounds for Kesenich. And Deshaun has 3 for Indianapolis. Here we go. Rob Kent, watched by Mike Miller. Kent, coast to coast, stop, pop, and hit. Kent's first 2 points, 15-10. The lead down to 5. Interesting mixture out here on the floor for Doug Noah's squad. Shepard, 3, no. Rebound, Hupfer.
But I do like this lineup for Miller. Usually he gets in and he plays the point. With Woodall still in the game, takes a lot of pressure off him. I think he'll do better.
Nearly a steal by Mike. Kent recovers, however. Hupfer way up top. Keep that big 6'7" body away from the bucket underneath. 12 on a shot clock. Boardman, who's in the lineup for the Greyhounds, now kicks it off. Kent for 3, no! Rebound, Shepard. Here comes IPFW. Crow starts, tries to kick it out, loses it. Hupp for 3 on 2. Dishes off, Kent whistle. They're going to call the block or they're going to call the charge?
I think they call the charge.
Hupfer picks up his second.
And the charge it was. Hupfer's a load. Great job by Miller taking that. Not sure I would have stepped in there.
Nick Euler in the lineup along with Keon Henderson. Wise back in as well for the Dons. Woodall takes a seat. So now you'll get your chance to see Mike Miller at the point. Under 12 minutes to go now, 15-10, Dons on top. Henderson and Keon had a great first half last week against Bellarmine. Let's see if they can do the same thing this afternoon. Euler stops, 16-footer, yes. I should say Nick Wise, I should say. 9 points for the junior. 17-10, Dons up by 7. Number of players in for the Greyhounds. Right now it's Borgman, turnaround baseline jumper, and yes, gets the bounce.
That's a good looking post move right there.
Brad Borgman on the board with 2. Down to 17-12. Miller. Now Henderson baseline stops, 8-footer, in and out, no. Rebound controlled by Derek Miller of Indianapolis. Borgman for 3. No. Rebound Shepard. Neither team lighting it up. Whatever the thumbs up play is for the Dons, that's what they're going to run. Miller watched by Kent. Down to 12 and a shot clock. Wise, 3, yes, Nick Wise on fire.
Thumbs up, let's go thumbs up again.
12 points for Nick Wise, and the lead is 8 at 20-12 as we near the midway point here of the first half. Whistle before the shot on the floor. Keon Henderson called for the foul.
And if you can call the Dons having that go-to man, Nick Wise would be that guy. Actually a very good complementary player, pushing to the role of go-to man on this young Mastodon team.
Brad Knoll back in the lineup for the Dons, replacing Mike Miller. It'll be a Greyhound ball underneath their own basket. Fresh 35. Kevin Brown in the lineup to inbound it. Borgman, baseline shot, no, off the foot of Henderson. It'll remain Greyhound basketball. Tough break for Lindsey Henderson there.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when they're air balls or when the ball hits the rim awkwardly. Sometimes kind of tricks your hand-eye coordination. I think that air ball did that to Lindsey Henderson.
Rob Kent, lob pass inside, shot up and missed by Miller, and Henderson comes up with a rebound for the Dons. Brad Knoll quickly running, Wise for 3, no, tap no good by Henderson. Miller with the board for the Hounds.
That would have been a tough tip that time for Henderson. Would have liked to have seen him grab that and go up with it strong, but great effort.
Kent in the paint, dishes off underneath, loose ball. Henderson comes up with it. Lindsey Henderson, that is, for IPFW. Nice clogging of the middle by the Dons. Euler on the wing. Euler for 3. No. Rebound. Lindsey Henderson. He stops and pops. Yes. Nice putback. Lindsey Henderson on the offensive glass. 22-12 at the 9-minute mark. Biggest lead of the game for IPFW at 10. Oh, nearly knocked away by Euler. Borgman picks it back up. The weave. Borgman for 3. No, rebound. Keon Henderson. Good blocking out by IPFW, Charlie.
Great job. They're doing the things that they need to do right now, the things we talked about at the outset of the game to control this game, and they're doing it.
No, inside the trees, off the glass. No, rebound. Euler shot up. No. Rebound Miller. Nice offensive board, but they couldn't convert.
Again, you got to go strong with that. You can't flip it up on the glass and just hope it goes in. You got to go up strong.
Borgman, top of the key, wants to drive on Euler. Underneath, whistle. Offensive foul going to be called on Indianapolis.
And Borgman's not done a lot. He's taken a lot of shots. He got about a 6-footer to fall for him, but I think he's about 1 for 4 and then an offensive foul.
Well, we've got another immediate timeout. This comes with 8:14 left until halftime. Let's take a break. Our score, Mastodons 22, Greyhounds 12. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Hi, I'm Art Salzberg from World War Radio. Join me this month on IPFW Up Close for an in-depth interview with Fort Wayne business leaders and IPFW Athletic Director Walt Bowman to discuss IPFW's move to NCAA Division I athletics and what this means for Northeast Indiana. That's December's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon and Fridays at 8 p.m. on College Access Channel 56.
We are back here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington. 8:14 left first half. Charlie, Dons enjoying their biggest lead of the day at 10, 22-12. Let's look at a replay. Borgman, and there's drawing the offensive foul. Good play, Lindsey Henderson.
And I made a mistake. Borgman is 2 for 5, but he's taken quite a few shots. He hadn't played many minutes, taken quite a few shots, and right now he's playing into the Dons' hands.
Boy, I look at some of the numbers. IPFW, 8 of 19 from the floor. Indianapolis, just 6 of 21 and 0 of 5 from three-point range. And see, the Dons are winning the battle on the glass, 15-10. Here we go. D'Angelo Woodall back in the lineup for IPFW. On the wing. Motors inside. Wise off the glass and in. Nick
Great
Wise.
pass.
Great first
pass.
half. With the 24 points IPFW has scored, 14 belong to Nick Wise. Lead is a dozen. Boy, can you spell knockout. Foster back in the lineup, 15-footer, no, rebound Wise. The breaks seem to be going the way of IPFW at the moment. Hope we don't curse them.
That's a great job by the referee not to bail Foster out.
Well, you almost thought Woodall was looking for a little alley-oop action. D'Angelo on the trees, kicks it back out to Knoll. 13 on the shot clock, spin move. Lindsey Henderson off the glass, no, rebound. Controlled by Indianapolis. DeJean, Borgman, and they throw it away. DeJean couldn't decide whether he wanted to get Foster or Kevin Brown.
And as you stated, we're up 12. We need to get that knockout in right now. They're a little bit out of sync right now. We have to keep pushing the ball and making some good decisions.
Inside 7 minutes now, 24-12 our score. The Mastodons on top. Woodall, Brad Knoll fakes the three, brings it back out. 20 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Three, Brad Knoll, in and out, no. Rebound, Borgman of the Hounds, here they come. Davidson back in the lineup for the Hounds. Kicks it out, Borgman, shot, no good, but Lindsey Henderson's going to be called for the foul. And Brad Borgman will head to the line shooting 2. First foul on Lindsey, third team foul.
And Borgman's a good-looking basketball player. He's, I think, initially tried to do a little bit too much at one time, but as you can tell, big, strong, good-looking basketball player.
6'6", 210 pounds, sophomore. From Osgood, Indiana, played for Jacksonville. First free throw is good. Kesinich and Shepard back in the lineup for IPFW. Brad Borgman going for point number 4 now. Misses the second free throw. Shepard comes up with the rebound. Here come the Dons.
I'd like to see some good inside-outside action right now.
Inside it goes. Kesinich off the glass and in.
Don't forget the outside. We'll just take the inside.
Easier, higher percentage shot. 26-13. The lead is a baker's dozen as we near the 6-minute mark here until halftime. Davidson, watched by Wise. Shakes, bakes. It's cut off. Good D by Wise. Three-point shot missed by Brown. Shepard comes up with the rebound. Shepard looking for the cutter. Woodall in the trees, comes back out, thinks wisely of that. Give and go, Kesinich. Motion offense, Wise, spin, stop, pop, block. Nice block there by Kevin Brown. Back come the Hounds, inside Davidson, 6-footer, no, rebound Brad Knoll. 1 and out for the Hounds. Woodall underneath, reverse layup, no, but whistle and a foul going to be called.
D'Angelo Woodall gets to the bucket in a hurry.
That first step is amazing. Foul is on Chris DeJean, his second, team 6th. It'll be IPFW basketball inbounds. Lob pass. Controlled by Kesinich, didn't quite work, but the Dons still retained possession. Inside, Shepard bumps. Good acting job by Matt Shepard. He lost control, but wiggled the hips and got the foul called. Foul on Chris DeJean, his third.
And the Dons are doing a great job getting the ball inside. And again, we stated at the outset of the game, not particularly their strength, but if we can get some good play on the inside, that will ease things up for our good outside shooters.
At the line for 2, Matt Shepard drains the first one. First point of the day for Matt. Couple of substitutions. Borgman back in for Indianapolis. John Taylor makes his first appearance of the day for IPFW. Second free throw by Shepard is good. Lead is 15 at the 5-minute mark, 28-13. Who would have thunk it? Kent. Foster back in. Watched by Woodall. Three-point shot. No. Rebound fought for and controlled by Shepard. And you mentioned it earlier, Charlie. Andy Foster, the senior, not afraid to take the shot. Right now, he's just not hitting them.
He's not in the flow of the basketball game. If we can keep him there, great. Rushing shots.
4.5 minutes now till halftime. Woodall watched by Foster. 13 on the shot clock. Ball knocked away. Taken by Kent. Now they slow it up.
May have been a little contact on that steal, but hey, this is GLVC.
Take it like a man. Borgman for three, in and out. No, rebound Kesenich. Charlie, I've been very impressed. The inside defensive play of IPFW so far. Blocking out tremendously well. Under 4 minutes now. Shepard for three, yes! 5 points for Matt Shepard. And what a difference a week makes, at least so far. First half performance by IPFW as opposed to the second half last week.
All cylinders are go right now.
Foster tries to drive baseline, but he is pushed as he takes the first step or two. Woodall called for the foul. D'Angelo's first. And we have yet another media timeout. Gives us a chance to tell you to learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening right here on College 56. Yours truly will review the week's sports activities, look at game footage, and talk with players and coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday evenings at 8:30 and Friday evenings at 9:30 right here on College 56. I know we shouldn't get excited, even though this is an exciting game as we look at a replay, Charlie, but this ball club is playing well right now. You see the three-point shot drain there.
Certainly right now, Mike, we're doing all the things that we need to do to win this basketball game. We're battling on the boards. Last look, we were up 15-10 on the boards. We're hitting some outside shots, and we're getting some really good inside play, and we are controlling Andy Foster and but Kent. Yeah. Rob Kent is not passing the ball all over the place. He's led the GLVC in assists last year.
Well, we talk about the rebound advantage thanks to our crack SID staff. That advantage now is 21-13 for IPFW. Hey, I got to applaud Mike Joel. He's the hardest working man in this university, bear none. And I'll give him all the plaudits I can because he does a great job.
They do keep us informed.
21-13 advantage on the boards. We are 5 of 6 at the line. They're 1 and 2. 0 of 7 for Indy from long range.
And they forced, a few that they've missed, it were forced shots. And if we can keep them doing that, great.
Well, right now they're calling 1-800-COLLECT, and the other party's not accepting. Greyhounds to inbound it. Kent looking for somebody. Gets it to Hupford, who's back in the lineup. Davidson. On the wheel, Foster loses the ball nearly. Hupfer picks it up. Whistle, no bucket, offensive foul. Ryan Hupfer. That's 3 on the big guy.
And big guy he is. He's a load.
Big break for the Dons. Take away the bucket that they would have scored. Count the foul. 3 fouls on Hupfer. He sits back down, replaced by Derek Miller.
And I've seen a few flops and may have done a few in my day, but that was not a flop right there. That was all contact.
Never admit what you actually did, Charlie.
But my days are over. My playing days.
Oh, mirage. Kesenich off the glass. No, fight for the rebound between Borgman and Shepard. They're going to call Matt Shepard for the foul. That's Matt's first. It's only the team's 6th. Or is it his 7th? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm missing something somewhere. We got I thought the horn went off for a second. Borgman shooting 1 and 1. I got to be honest, I'm a little puzzled by this. I didn't count 7 fouls, but I could be wrong.
I think they're at the scoring table checking it right now.
Unofficially, and I'm going to say unofficially, I've only got 5 team fouls for IPFW. Woodall, Keon Henderson, Shepard, Wise, and Lindsey Henderson with 1 apiece. And the stat sheet that we were given prior to the last time out only showed with 4 prior to this foul. Officials talking with both head coaches, and let's see what happens. Are they going to count the free throw? So what's the call going to be? It's quiet as a church in here right now.
I do remember seeing 3 a moment ago, and then it jumped up to 6.
Take away the free throw, 5 team fouls only, so the Greyhounds will inbound the basketball. Our score remains 31-13, IPFW on top.
Interesting matchup here. Keon Henderson on Kent. No matter what, when Foster's in the game with Woodall, he is on Foster.
And there's your matchup. Boy, Foster's working. Look at the sweat on his jersey. Inside, baseline drive by Borgman up and in. Borgman taking advantage of that 6', 6" frame of his. And back comes IPFW. Keon shakes, begs, kicks it back. Woodall, 3-pointer. Yes! D'Angelo Woodall on the score sheet now with the tray.
That was great triple threat action right there. The Greyhounds didn't know what he'd do, pass, shoot, or drive.
34-15, under 2.5 minutes to go. Kent, baseline jumper is good. Rob Kent had to arch that shot up there.
And with Foster cold right now, he's had to take on more of a scoring role as opposed to his playmaking role.
2:10 to go in the half, 34-17. Shepard, no. Rebound, Borgman. Hounds bring the ball up the floor. Kent, baseline drive, triple team, look out. Gets it out to Miller and back to Kent.
Great defense and helping and recovering right there by the Dons.
Davidson on the line, no. Rebound fought for, Borgman up and in. Brad Borgman with the offensive putback. 34-19 at the 135 mark.
The more I see of Borgman, the more I like him as a player.
Doug Knoll pleading with his team to call timeout, and one of the officials saw it as Woodall was about to lose the ball. So 30-second timeout called by IPFW. Student host Dan Westrick and student producer Alicia Bradley bring you weekly Mastodon highlights and scores in 10 minutes or less each Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 5:50 and 8:50 p.m. right here on College 56. And Dan has a ball doing it, I'll tell you. Talk about excitement. Dan has it with a capital E. Okay, Coach Knoll calls a timeout with 90 seconds left. What's he saying to the team, Chuck?
Well, first he's probably saying to D'Angelo Woodall, for any young people out there watching the basketball game, as we see a replay here. Triple threat action.
Woodall with the 3. Nice. Boy, frame that puppy.
But on that timeout, control and protected the basketball until the referee blows that whistle. And Kent did exactly what you should do, play through it, and he almost got a steal.
Brad Knoll back in the lineup for the Dons, along with Wise. 12 on the shot clock. 8 on the shot clock. Wise, 18-footer, no. Rebound, Davidson. Here comes Indianapolis. Foster never took a shot he didn't like. Loose ball, picked up by Lindsey Henderson. Dons on the run, 4-on-2. Brad Knoll, coast to coast, yes! 6 points for the co-captain.
we needed that basket. The Greyhounds were starting to get a little momentum. Even though they were still down by a bunch, the momentum was starting to change just a bit.
Kent in the paint, kicks it back out. Foster for three, no! Fight for the loose ball.
Great box.
Miller and Woodall. 6'1", boxing out Miller, who I believe is 6'7" or 6'8". 25 seconds left, a 1 second differential on the shot clock.
But that was, Mike, the first good look at a three that Foster's had.
Well, now the shot clock is off. That's interesting. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Lindsey Henderson loses the ball to Kent. Kent takes it. Woodall misses, forces the alteration of the shot. Great D. D'Angelo Woodall, and Sturgeon has just got hit with a technical for challenging the call. Todd Sturgeon at the halftime buzzer. And you can see assistant coach Fred Andrews getting one of the players for IPFW off the floor in a hurry. We've got a technical foul call. They're going to shoot the free throws now.
Can you call him out of the box on that, even though it's halftime?
Well, they're discussing it right now.
He was pretty adamant, but the buzzer had gone off, so I don't know if we can actually call him out of the box.
Well, we'll take a break and collect our thoughts, and you'll get to see what else is happening here at the university and let you know what happens. But right now, our halftime score is IPFW 36, University of Indianapolis 19. We'll return in a moment here on College 56 Sports.
Ago, John Knight joined the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences at IPFW. He developed an innovative curriculum which allows his hotel restaurant students to gain invaluable experience.
That allows the students to get into the community and be an outreach, bringing industry and education together.
His students partake in serving and managing at several area hotels and restaurants for one night through each semester.
I always say Jesus came not to be served, but to serve, and so we really care about the customer and the guest, and we teach that in the classroom, and the students are exposed to all areas of hospitality.
John's knowledge and enthusiasm for teaching gives his students many advantages, including the opportunity to travel.
We've had students travel really worldwide through these opportunities that are afforded, because we do make some money when the sponsorships are healthy and the dinners go well.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute. The right school, right here, right now.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
I would really encourage any potential student at IPFW to get involved, to see this as their campus, that it's not just a place to go to class and leave.
You would not believe how much opportunity there is for you here at IPFW, people to help you in all different aspects of your education. There's just loads and loads of opportunities for you to succeed at IPFW.
When a student exits IPFW with a degree, they can be secure with the knowledge that they have a world-class degree that will be recognized by any employer.
IPFW has a very nice disabled student services program. They are providing many great adaptive aids for all sorts of disabilities.
Originally I chose IPFW because I wasn't ready to leave home. I wanted to stay at home and live at home and try college and get used to it and then move on. But after a year here, you couldn't get me to leave.
I've got 2 kids, and IPFW's childcare is affordable and it's flexible. It really works out well.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
The Royal Dons Athletic Association would like to thank you for joining us and trust that you are enjoying this evening's telecast. As Director of Athletics at IPFW, I want you to know firsthand that the student athletes and myself appreciate your taking time to be a part of this contest. Recently, Chancellor Wartell notified the NCAA of our desire to move our program to Division I status. Over the next few months, you will be both hearing and reading more about this transition and how you can become personally involved. I would like to invite you to join us each Wednesday evening for the Mastodon Spotlight Coaches Hour. This will provide you information on the coaches, student athletes, and up-to-date progress on each team. We believe our student athletes' prowess on the courts and field is matched by their academic achievement in the classroom. It is our pledge to you that this dual responsibility is our continuing goal as we enter Division I competition. For more information on how you can become involved in the Royal Dons Athletic Association and in the life of the university and our student athletes, please call the number listed on your screen. Thank you again for your consideration of involvement with the Royal Dons Athletic Association and Mastodon excitement.
Do you like that sense of personal achievement?
That chance to make a difference? That chance to make friends and network with other professionals?
Then take that chance by serving your alumni association as a volunteer.
Your alma mater needs you.
You really can make an impact.
It's that good, and it's that simple. Come on back. We need you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Mike Miles and Charlie Washington, happy to be here where it's halftime of our men's basketball game featuring the Greyhounds of the University of Indianapolis and the Mastodons of IPFW. And Charlie, I'm dumbfounded, truthfully. I think this was the best 20 minutes of basketball that IPFW played this season as they are up 36-19. Your thoughts on the first 20 minutes of action?
Well, certainly, unless we missed something in Puerto Rico a few weeks ago, I concur with you. Certainly the best half that I've seen this year.
We missed the weather.
Yeah. The Dons have executed all the keys that we pointed out at the outside of the basketball game. They've controlled the tempo with D'Angelo Woodall. They've knocked down some three-point shots, hitting 5 out of 14. They've done a great job on the glass with, I think, a 22-18 advantage. Got great inside play. So they've done everything that we said they needed to do at the outside of this basketball game. So,
well, let's take a little closer look as we have a little time here at the numbers. First for IPFW, as a team, 13 of 30 from the floor for 43%, 5 of 14 from long distance for 36%. They were 5 of 6 at the free throw line for 83%. They were led in scoring by Nick Wise with 14 points, including a pair of treys. He's the only man in double figures in the ball game. Other scoring for the Dons, Brad Noel with 6, Matt Shepard with 5, 4 apiece for Lindsey Henderson and Jim Kesenich, and 3 points from D'Angelo Woodall. For Indianapolis as a team, only 9 of 32 from the floor for 28%, all of 8 from long distance. And as I said earlier, in my own warped humor, when you dial 1-800-COLLECT and you don't hit a shot, the call is refused. So 0 of 8 from three-point range, only 1 of 2 at the free throw line for 50%. They were led by Brad Borgman off the bench with 7 points, 4 points for Rob Kent, 2 points apiece from Quincy Davidson, Chris DeJean. And if I added that up right, that's 19, 4, 6, 8, 12, that's 19 points. Andy Foster with 4 points, I take it back as well. Rebounding, as you said, Charlie, 22-18 as a team. Leading rebounder for IPFW is Matt Shepard with 4. Leading rebounder for Indianapolis is Brad Borgman with 5. DeJean has 4. Assists 7-1 in favor of IPFW. Brad Noel with 3 leading the way there. Turnovers, another key. A relatively error-free game. 3 turnovers for IPFW, 4 turnovers for Indianapolis.
Mike, a bigger key there, not only turnovers as a whole, but assist to turnovers. We talked about Rob Kent having so many, assists last year, leading the GLVC. Right now, Indianapolis has 1 assist to those 4 turnovers, where IPFW have 7 assists to their 3 turnovers. So that's a huge key. They're distributing the basketball, whereas Indianapolis right now going more just one-on-one. Caution light, though, they are a veteran basketball team, and veteran basketball teams just keep coming at you, and don't wilt under the pressure.
And truthfully, the test, as we saw last Saturday on Channel 56, and as we also saw those of us here Thursday night, IPFW had the lead at halftime in those 2 ball games, and unfortunately, they lost it. We'll see what happens this half, and also want to clarify the confusion at the end of the first half. There was a whistle at the horn, and Todd Sturgeon, the head coach of the Greyhounds, thought that a foul should have been called. It was not, and in his exuberance, and I'll use that term, he jumped up and was hit with a technical foul. So this half will begin with IPFW shooting 2 free throws. That's a good look at our sports information director, Mike Jewell. As I say, the Mastodons will shoot 2 free throws to start the half. Then they will take possession of the ball. So a chance to further stick the dagger in the back, so to speak, if the Dons can convert the free throws and then score on the ensuing possession and really build a lead. So we'll see what happens.
Certainly, Mike, a chance as we talk about the first 2 to 3 minutes of the second half. Certainly we get a jump start, an automatic jump start with 2 free throws and then the basketball out of bounds.
Well, let's see. For Indianapolis, Rob Kent, Quincy Davidson, Andy Foster, Brad Borgman, and Chris DeJean as Nick Wise at the foul line. And he made the first, missed the second. So the Dons now increase the lead to 37-19, and they start the game clock with possession at midcourt. Kesenich, Woodall, Knoll, Lindsey Henderson, and Wise, the original starting 5 for IPFW.
Important here to come out with intensity and execute.
Here we go. Woodall at the top, watched by Rob Kent. Shaking big time, inside feed, Wise off the glass, no! Rebound Borgman, and a golden chance squandered by the Dons. Davidson with the burners on. He loses it to Wise. Wise 1-on-3, and wisely he stops. Ball taken away, pass intended for Lindsey Henderson's picked off by Borgman. Back come the Greyhounds.
Henderson's got to be a little bit stronger on the post there.
Now we got a whistle, stoppage of play, and Brad Knoll is holding his left side of his face, and there's blood gushing out. There'll be a replacement. Chuck, did you see what happened?
Did not see. Had to be an inadvertent elbow, maybe on a cut or maybe on the going for a rebound. Did not see it though.
Dwight Crow replaces Brad Knoll. And let's see what they're going to do, who they're going to get the ball to.
And maybe the way the blood was coming out, there had to be some that got onto the floor, and so we certainly have to get that off.
We got another momentary delay, as evidently some of the blood that came out of Brad Knoll's face hit the floor. As you see Brad being attended to by trainer Dan Fox. Hope that cut's not a deep enough one that may require stitches. While we've got the momentary stoppage of play, gives us a chance to remind you to be sure to tune into College 56 Sunday evening to see the 1954 classic film La Strada, starring Anthony Quinn and Richard Basehart. That's La Strada, Sunday evening at 9 p.m. right here on College 56. Well, we have, again, I think it's an official's timeout, as now Dan Fox, after attending to Brad Knoll, walks out on the floor with the gloves, and he will wipe up the blood off the floor. Let's take a replay, Charlie. Try to see what happened. Well, almost looks like not sure exactly. Brad was underneath, right near the paint. And it almost looks like maybe an inadvertent hand going for the ball may have brushed across the face. I'm not sure if that was Boardman or not, but I thought I saw number 10. In any event, we're finally ready to come back to action. Again, our score, IPFW 37, Indianapolis 19. 19:20 left on the second half game clock. And Brad Borgman will inbound it for the Greyhounds. Foster for three, and he's going to get 3 free throws as he's whacked by D'Angelo Woodall.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, there was no way that basket was going to go in, that the ball was going to go into the basket. Kind of got a bailout right there, but he kind of does that Reggie Miller kick out anyway. Looking for the foul on the shot more than even concentrating on the shot.
For D'Angelo Woodall, it's foul number 2. Foster knocks down the first one. 5 points for the senior now.
We don't want to wake him up.
Make it 6 as he makes the second one. And here comes number 3. So 3 in a row from the stripe for Andy Foster. Give him 7 points. And it cuts the lead to 15 at 37-22. Here comes D'Angelo Woodall, watched by Kent. The Hounds staying at man-to-man defense. Lindsey Henderson up on a high post. Woodall on the wing. Loses the ball. Who's got it? Picked up by Crow. He's double teamed. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 5 seconds. Woodall shakes, bakes, loses it. Shot clock violation. And Coach Doug Knoll is livid with his ball club on the floor right now. Poor shot clock management, I should say.
Very important time because I tell you what, these Greyhounds are not going to go away, and they are a veteran team, so this is crucial time. Even though it's 15 points, they aren't going anywhere.
DeJean for Foster. 3-point shot. Look out. Andy Foster with the tray. He scored all 6 points here for Indianapolis here in the second half.
And free throws, that's the kind of thing that can get a guy going.
Wise comes back with a baseline jumper.
Great answer. We needed an answer.
39-25 at the 18-minute mark. The lead is 14 for IPFW. Foster watched a little closer by Woodall now. Kent for 3. No, Kesenich with the defensive rebound. Lead pass, Crow, off the glass and in. Nice speed. Woodall to Crow.
That's a great pass and a great reception that time by Crow. That wasn't an easy pass to catch.
Foster, ball knocked away, picked up by Nick Wise.
Good job by Woodall getting a hand on that in the passing lane.
Woodall under the trees, off the glass and in.
And that momentum, Mike, has just shifted right back to IPFW, and the Greyhounds need a timeout. I don't know if they're going to call it.
They sure do. It's a 30-second timeout called by Todd Sturgeon. In October, Rob Loper won the special election to become Vice President of the Indiana-Purdue Student Government Association. This month, he sits down with Dan Westrick to talk about events in the IPSGA since he was elected. That's on January's IPSGA update, Fridays at 1 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 p.m. right here on College 56. Well, Mighty Mo wore maroon a couple of minutes ago. Now it's wearing blue. And Coach Todd Sturgeon had some words for his team. We're going to see a replay, I believe, of Mr. Woodall in action. And look at him go underneath amongst the trees. And the trees had bare leaves, and he got the layup off the glass.
And if I'm Coach Sturgis, I'm upset. Not at the guy that got beat so much, but the guys that didn't come over to help that time when Woodall went to the basket.
Back to action. Greyhounds with the ball. Borgman drives off the glass and in. Count it. And Brad is fouled, going to the line for the three-point play opportunity. Foul is called on Lindsey Henderson. It is Lindsey's second, team second here in the second half.
I won't say what I've been saying about Borgman all day, but I will say I wouldn't mind seeing him in blue right now. How about that?
I'll be honest, I'm surprised that Brad didn't start, being 6'6", 210, sophomore. Out of Osgood, Indiana, again, a Jack Sendell graduate. Rolls the free throw out, but DeJean with the offensive glass, he puts it up, it's no good, but he is fouled. And Henderson picks up his third foul in a hurry.
You have to put a body on the boxing out. It's on at the college level. You get to go in on the release, so you have to get that first foot in there, get a body on the opposing player. And these are some big bodies for Indianapolis, so we have to box them out.
Chris DeJean at the line, makes the first. Matt Shepard comes in the lineup. He'll replace Lindsey Henderson. And for Chris DeJean, he now has 3 points on the afternoon, chance for 4.
Kessinich actually went out of the basketball.
I'm sorry, thank you, Charlie. Second free throw by Chris DeJean, good as well. Makes our score 43-29 at the 17-minute mark. Now Kent putting on some defensive pressure. Here comes a trap. Woodall beats it. He steps on the end line. Sideline, I should say. Turnover, IPFW. And the brain trust of the Dons not very happy. Foster, another three. Short this time, but Kent. Now they get to come back. Another three by Foster. Cannot leave him open. He's got 9 points already here in the second half. And Doug Lowe calls a 30-second timeout of his own.
Now with 16:41 left, Mike, we only have an 11-point advantage.
The College Cable Access Monthly Program Guide provides information about our programming, including live coverage of Mastodon sports. To receive your free College 56 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College 56 at IPFW, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. You can call us at 481-6056 or email us at cable56 at ipfw.edu. Well, Charlie, Uncle Mo is deciding to change turncoat again and change colors to a little bit of maroon, as the lead is now down to 11, and Andy Foster, as we said earlier, there's not a shot that he doesn't like to take.
Yeah, well, he may have to do like the Nolan Ryan after a 9-inning baseball game and ice the elbow.
Greyhounds extend the defensive pressure. The Dons get it up over the timeline. Woodall back in the lineup. Shepard inside. Henderson puts it in, and he is fouled.
Great job, and we need to answer the bell again right after a timeout. Great job. And as we saw in the huddle, Coach Knoll challenging his troops to answer this momentum that came from the Indianapolis Greyhounds.
That foul was on Mickey McGill. Mickey's first. Team first here in the second half. Brad Knoll back in the lineup, so that's a good thing to see. And at the line, Lindsey Henderson, the 6'8" freshman, going for point number 7, and he gets it. Conventional three-point play brings the lead back up to 46-32 at the 16:20 mark. DeJean, Kent, motion offense. Foster, another three. No, he misses this time. Loose ball. Who's got it? Fumble recovered by IPFW. Credit Shepard with the recovery. And what do we got here?
Okay, I think we got that loose ball. Yeah, the old loose ball, jump on the loose ball and call the timeout.
So, I believe Blue called it.
Yes, Shepard got on the floor and got a chance to call that timeout.
Okay, learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening here on College 56. Yours truly will review the league sports activities, look at game footage, and talk with players and coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday evenings at 8:30, Friday evenings at 9:30, right here on College 56.
And when you get a chance, you might want to review that volleyball scoring like you just did for me, for our viewers that were a little bit confused last night.
We'll try to talk about that if possible yet here in this broadcast, and certainly on our broadcast tonight of IPFW volleyball. A little different from the norm. Brad Knoll with the basketball. Watched by Mickey McGill. Henderson on the wing. Ball nearly taken away from Noel. Shepard for three, no. Rebound, Wise, off the glass and in.
Great job that time by Wise, using the rim as a protector and going up with the left hand on the reverse layup. Great job, also on the rebound.
48-32, lead back up to 16. Whistle on a push foul. I think they're going to call Brad. No, perhaps on a push. Nope. Matt Shepard instead. And for Matt, that's his second personal. Lindsey Henderson gets a nice hand as he comes out to take a breather. Inbound pass. Foster misses the short shot. Loose ball picked up by Brad Noel. Woodall. Wise on the wing. Inside. Shepard underneath. Off the glass. No! Rebound out of bounds. They say last touch by IPFW. And you can see Mr. Foster pleading with one of the officials saying, get him off my back.
And you like to see that when a player starts barking at the referees, his mind is off the game and he's not going to be concentrating on those shots. And we know he's going to take a few more of them.
Get the calculator out. Kent, baseline, kicks it out. Boardman on the 12-footer, no. Rebound controlled by Euler.
Good job by Euler.
Woodall, Don's on the run. Whistle. What do we got now?
Something, what we always used to call at the lunch bunch, a moving screen, I believe.
Well, stoppage of play means media timeout. 14:56 left. Our score, Mastodons 48, Greyhounds 32. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
We are back, everyone. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington. Glad you're with us this afternoon here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 14:56 left here in the second half, and this topsy-turvy second half. Right now, our score is IPFW 48, Indianapolis 32, and as you see, Todd Sturgeon instructing his troops. Charlie, how difficult is it? You know your team is down by 16 in this case. There are no 16-point plays, but you want to get back in the ballgame.
Well, if you're a team like Indianapolis, you're not going to panic. You have a veteran basketball team, and you have a team that can score. Particularly, you have Foster, who we've seen, certainly, he's going to put up a few more threes, and they have some shooters. So a team like this will not panic. What the Dons have to do, on the other hand, is take this game possession by possession, rinse some clock, and get good shots, and continue to play to win, and do not play not to lose.
Quick note here in the second half, IPFW 5 of 8 from the floor for 63%. Indianapolis 3 of 8 for 38%. Hounds with the basketball. DeJean, top of the key. Shepard playing D. Picked off by Woodall. D'Angelo controlled. Inside to Euler. Ball knocked away. Pass intended for Shepard. Not going to bounce by the Hounds. It'll remain Mastodon basketball as Quincy Davidson checks back into the lineup for Indianapolis. He'll replace Mickey McGill. Wise will inbound it. 27 on the shot clock, 14:29 on the game clock. Woodall, no, loses the ball out of bounds. Brad just couldn't control it. Turnover.
You have to look that ball all the way in. I think he wanted to do something with it before he caught it that time. Either get the feet set to shoot or drive to the basket, but you got to have the ball first.
Foster, look out, shot time, forces up, and he forces the foul. Veteran senior leadership there.
Again, that's what he's going to do. He's a very good outside shooter, and he leans in and bumps and does whatever he can do to get the foul to get to the free throw line.
Causes Woodall to commit his third personal foul here with 14:14 to go. And again, Andy is a senior. Knocks down the first one. Boy, he has scored 10 points here in the second half, 14 overall. 10 of the 14 Indianapolis points, making 11 of 15 now, as he has single-handedly kept him in the ball game.
Right now, you may think about switching Woodall. He has 3 fouls, and you have to have him on the floor running his basketball team. So you may want to switch, and he does get a breather right now. But when he's in the game, you may want him.
I'm sorry. Woodall's going to take a seat on the bench, replaced by Mike Miller. Shepard to inbound it. Full court pressure put on by the Greyhounds. And let's see, they're going to say the turnover. Knoll had it, lost it. And it'll be Greyhound basketball underneath their own bucket.
He was held by Foster for a moment, but the turnover was really unforced.
Foster for 3. Look out. No, misses it. Davidson with the offensive board. Hounds will reload. Upper's back in the lineup now for Indianapolis as well. Davidson shakes, bakes, twists, shoots and misses. But he has fouled and will go to the line. Foul's going to be on Euler. For Nick, that's his second, and that is the 8th team foul already here in the second half, and we got just under 14 minutes to go.
And that's not a good thing to have with close to 14 minutes to go, and a good free throw shooting team. They're shooting well over 70% for the year, and getting them to get points on the board without the clock moving, not a good thing for the Dons. We have to combat that some way.
Quincy Davidson makes them both. No, yeah, makes them both. Makes it 48-36, the lead down to a dozen. Again, pressure and throwing it away is Wise. Trying to hit Miller on the wing. And Mr. Knoll is beside himself right now. Gut check time for the Mastodons. 13:44 to go. Foster, shake, bake, drive, kicks out to Kent. For the rare times he doesn't shoot. DeJean for 3. In and out, no. Rebound, Davidson. Put back up and in. Offensive glass. Davidson now with a half a dozen. Substitution now. Kesinich back in the lineup for IPFW, replacing Euler.
And D'Angelo Woodall should be right behind him. We have to have him in the basketball game against this intense pressure.
Shepard to inbound it. You got Shepard, Knoll, Miller, Wise, and Kesinich on the floor in blue. 5 seconds almost. Wise, double team, knocks it out of bounds. What do they say? Walking. Dons are losing their composure right now. The lead is down to 10, 48-38. Indy with the basketball. And just as you said, Charlie, Woodall at the scorer's table. Come in at the next dead ball. Foster driving on Miller. 14 steps later, he takes a shot and misses. Knoll comes up with the basketball. Knoll, double team, gets it up over midcourt now. Baseline jumper, Shepard, yes.
Big shot right there. Needed that badly.
First points in the second half for Matt Shepard. Gives him 7 in the ball game. The lead back up to 12, 50-38. Kent for 3. In and out, no. Tap, loose ball. Who's foul going to be called? I believe on Indy.
Yeah, big push that time.
Hupfer. Ryan Hupfer picks up his 4th foul.
When you're as big as Hupfer, you don't sneak too much. Referees don't miss much when you put that big forearm out there.
Substitutions. Lindy Henderson back in for the Dons. Miller, Borgman back in for Indianapolis. As Hupfer and DeJean take a seat. Kesinich will inbound it. Again, full court pressure put on by Indy.
A good possession right here, Mike, and the momentum certainly, it may be even, but it certainly will take the momentum favor away from the Greyhounds. Good possession.
Woodall watched by Kent. Wise fakes the 3. Kicks it back out. Brad Knoll kicks it off. Baseline jumper. Woodall short. Rebound, Wise underneath, off the glass and in.
Great job that time. He ran some clock, got a good shot, and then got an offensive rebound. Even better yet.
Lead back up to 14, 52-38. Under 12 minutes now remaining in this contest. Davidson, baseline drive, stops, pops, and hits. Nice baseline drive for Quincy Davidson. He now has 8 points.
That's a good athletic move. We had to help come over, and he just controlled his body up in the air and got the shot over our defender.
52-40, 11:40 left. Dons with the lead in the basketball. Noel watched by Davidson. Baseline, Wise, partially blocked, kicked out, picked up by Woodall. D'Angelo up off the glass and in. No, couldn't go. But D is fouled, and he'll go to the stripe shooting 2.
Certainly could have used that basket to fall for us right there, but great job that time. And for you younger players watching the game, be very careful about saving the basketball underneath the opponent's basket, and that came back to haunt the Greyhounds that time. Not as much as we'd like because we're only shooting 2 instead of going for a 3-point play right now.
D'Angelo Woodall at the stripe. In and out. Substitution for Indianapolis. Kevin Brown back in the lineup. Second free throw coming for the 6-foot sophomore D'Angelo Woodall. If he misses, it's a violation, but he doesn't. Makes it. Lead up to a Baker's dozen. 53-40, 11:22 to go. Davidson, watched by Wise. Drives the lane, off the right hand, short. Fight for the loose ball, who's got it? Woodall. Here come the Dons on the run. Wise, baseline drive. Tries to get it out and kick it out to Kesenich, but it goes out of bounds. It'll remain Mastodon basketball. Charlie, you gotta love this action and the effort put out by IPFW.
Hey, they've done what we've asked them to do, as if we were the coaches, and they've answered all the calls of the momentum and the intensity that's come from the Greyhounds.
Wise wants to drive, turnaround jumper, no! Rebound, Davidson. Here come the Hounds. Davidson in the paint again. Nice feed to Derek Miller and the left-handed chop. It's up and in. First points of the day for Derek Miller.
I'm not sure if that was a feed or if we got it off a deflection. Nonetheless, it's 2 points for the Greyhound.
53-42 now. The lead is 11 at the 10.5-minute mark. Noel looking for somebody inside. Kesenich, turnaround, shot missed, no good. Rebound, Borgman. Here comes Indianapolis. Chance to get it into single digits. Borgman for 3, yes! Borgman with his first tray.
And the Dons need to answer the call once again.
The lead down to 8. 10:05 to go. Don't turn that dial, folks. You're missing a good one here. Inside, Henderson. Shot off the glass and in. Nice feed, Noel to Lindsey Henderson.
That's a lot of contact for no foul right there, but Henderson certainly finished strong.
Borgman comes back. Shot blocked by Kesenich. Brad Noel lays it up. He's hammered. And catching a foul called on Rob Kent. Teammates help up Brad Noel. Kent and Noel. And Brad knows it was just a hard foul, but the official called it an intentional foul. And what that means is Brad Noel will shoot 2, and an IPFW will retain possession at midcourt.
And that's the guy we want on the free throw line, a 78% shooter, plus getting the ball back again, getting that momentum change, hopefully to sway back in the Dons' favor.
And that whole play started, Charlie, with the block by Jim Kesenich. Got the ball to Brad Noel, and Brad just came a-running.
And Borgman just nailed a 3-point shot and thought he was open again. Great block, as you stated, to start that fast break.
First free throw by Brad Noel is good. Technically a substitution. Crow in for Wise. I believe we may have a media timeout if this next free throw is good. And it is. And we have a media timeout. 9:38 left. Our score, IPFW 57, Indianapolis 45. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball right here on College 56 Sports.
Do you like that sense of personal achievement?
That chance to make a difference? That chance to make friends and network with other professionals?
Then take that chance by serving your alumni association as a volunteer.
Your alma mater needs you.
You really can make an impact.
It's that good, and it's that simple. Come on back. We need you.
Appreciate your help. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington with you here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 9:38 left, second half. Our score, Mastodons 57, Indy 45. And Charlie, I think we saw that replay with Brad Knoll starting with the block, getting the ball, going in and getting hammered by Rob Kent.
And when you go up, excuse me, Mike, when you go up with two hands like Kent did on that possession, almost every time when you're coming from behind chasing, it's going to be an intentional foul. If he just jumps and goes up with one hand, you can still make sure that the player does not get the ball up on the basket.
Well, on the intentional foul, the Dons retain possession of the basketball, and it's a key possession for them. Whistle. We're going to call the foul. Okay, the foul was going to be on Kevin Brown, his first, as he held Brad Knoll.
And our 78% shooter right back at the line.
I got to admit, scoreboard shows 7 fouls. I could be off. I didn't think there were, but I keep my mouth shut.
I think it seems like the same thing that happened to us in the first half. Hey, we'll take it this time.
Brad Knoll, 1-1, gets the friendly bounce. Brad averaging over 15 points a contest, second leading scorer on the club. Behind Nick Wise. In and out on the second free throw. Derek Miller with the board for Indianapolis. Lead is a baker's dozen, 58-45. Nearly a steal by Woodall. Kent out near midcourt. McGill back in the lineup. Kent in the trees. Cut off. McGill baseline drive. Cross court. Inside feed. Miller. 10 on the shot clock. Kent. 6 on the shot clock. Forcing up the shot and getting the friendly roll is Rob Kent. His first points of the second half. 58-47. Lead down to 11 with 8:50 to go. Brad Knoll stops. Inside feed. Henderson off the glass. No! Rebound fought for it. Picked off by Indianapolis, but good effort by number 40 for IPFW, Mr. Crow.
Lindsey Henderson has to finish that. Great pass that time by Knoll. We need the big fellow to finish that.
Kent in the paint, loses the ball, nearly. Whistle. They're going to call foul. They're going to call traveling. They're going to call timeout. 30-second timeout by Indianapolis. Student host Stan Westrick and student producer Alicia Bradley bring you weekly Mastodon highlights and scores in 10 minutes or less each Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 5:50 and 8:50 p.m. right here on College 56. 30-second timeout, the gift timeout for Indianapolis, Charlie. What happens now with 8:19 left?
I think the momentum's going to change one or two more times. I just hope that last time's in our favor and we can hold these guys off. But again, as I stated earlier, we have to continue to play to win versus playing not to lose.
Teams coming back on the floor. It'll be Greyhound basketball. Rob Kent will inbound it. Borgman up top, three-point shot on the way. Off the iron, no good. Foster over the back. Is he going to be called for being over the back of Brad Knoll? Yes, he is. And believe it or not, Charlie, it's Andy's first foul of the afternoon, officially.
I can believe it. When I saw him shoot the basketball, his defensive prowess didn't jump out at me, so I can't believe that.
Back at the stripe, sophomore Brad Knoll. Brad has 9 points so far this afternoon. Make it 10. He knocks down the first one. Brad scored the last 4 Mastodon points.
Now you have to be prepared, even though it's certainly not in that time zone danger, but there's going to be a barrage of 3-point shots to come from the Greyhounds right now, particularly from Foster.
Second free throw, no good. Hounds with the ball. Foster double team. Gets it out to Kent. Kent in the paint. Inside feed. Shot up and in by Borgman. And that's where you expect to see Brad Borgman inside. Down to 10 is the lead. 59-49. Woodall double team. Nearly throw it away. Brad, no for 3. No! Rebound Borgman. Here come the Hounds. Look out. Pass intended for Hupford. Too long. Out of bounds. Break for the Dons. Turnover Hounds.
Mike, that was a good shot for Brad, no, but as a shooter, shooting is a rhythm, and the little pop-up pass, that's the only way Woodall could get it over there, but it hung in the air so long, and it kind of took Brad out of his mental rhythm, and thus, I think, taking him off his shot a little bit.
Well, Brad and Lindsey Anderson going to take a breather now. Wise, Shepard back in. Wise, Shepard, Crow, Kesenich, and Woodall on the floor for the Dons. 2-2-1 trap, what I used to call the UCLA trap, put on by Indy. Broken down by IPFW. Wise. Crow fakes the 3 inside, 12-footer on the way, no. Rebound off of Nick Wise, who's got it. They're going to say Indianapolis basketball.
He may have gotten nudged a little bit that time by Foster, but certainly I think should have held on to the basketball.
7:20 to go. Hounds down by 10 with the basketball. Foster inside. Borgman now playing more of an inside game. Shot up, no good. Brad is fouled. He'll go to the line, shooting 2. Foul's going to be called on Jim Kesenich, and that is Jim's first. Team 9th. Going to call a 2-shot foul, so Borgman will shoot 2, and after the first one, Quincy Davidson's going to check back in for Indy. Free throw in and out. Davidson replacing Mickey McGill. 7-Eleven. We used to have a couple of those stores in this town. That's what we have left on the game clock here in the second half. 59-49 our score. IPFW on top. Second free throw in and out as well. Rebound Shepard. Break for the Dons. 2 missed free throws there by Indianapolis. Woodall hounded by Kent. Hounds are stepping up to D. In the paint. Underneath feed. Shot up, missed by Crow. Rebound Borgman.
Gotta have those. We gotta have those.
Davidson from 12. Off the glass and in. Quincy Davidson now with 10 points. 8 in this half. The lead is down to 8. 59-51. 6:38 to go. Kesenich looking for some help. Loose ball. To the floor. Jump ball, I think it's going to be called. Jostling for possession, although this is basketball, not football. Alternate possession, Indianapolis basketball.
And that started with Kesenich not really being comfortable way that far out on the basketball floor, picking up the dribble. You have to keep the dribble, but that's hard to say for a 6'10 guy, not used to being that far out on the basketball floor.
What you call a super high post at about 30, 32 feet out.
Yeah.
Borgman to inbound it for Indianapolis. 6.5 to go. 59-51. The lead for IPFW is 8. Foster. 3-point shot. Off the iron. No. Keon Henderson with the rebound. Woodall. Kesenich in the paint. Stops. Pops and yes. Getting ahead of myself. I thought that ball was going to go. It just took a while to do it.
Not as strong as we like to see Jim go to the basket of but we'll take the 2.
Half a dozen, a lead back up to 10 at the 6-minute mark. Foster drives, stops, kicks it out this time to Kent rather than take the shot himself.
Kent was even surprised.
Baseline kicks it out. Hupfer from 19, no good. Rebound fought for Woodall underneath. 3-on-2. Kesenich off the glass and in. Count it, he's fouled.
That's how strong you want to see. I'd love to see him poke it, dunk it, bring the house down. But hey, that's a little stronger than last time, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Foul is on Andy Foster, his second.
And that was horrible defensive position by Foster. As we can tell, he's not a defender.
Delay. There's a question on the team fouls. Well, I'll be honest, Charlie, I'm not really sure why the momentary delay. Thought they might be checking the foul situation, but we're showing 9 apiece. One of the officials talking to Foster. Kesenich at the line, and Jim will shoot 2. Again, he's a 6'10", 210-pound freshman out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Got to put about 20 or 30 pounds on that frame.
Do a little weight work as well. I'll take that back. 3-point play opportunity. I stand corrected. Shot missed, shot in, count it, foul. Hupfer with the bucket. Foul on Shepard, Matt's third. Ryan Hupfer with his first points of the day. He will try to make a 3-point play.
And right now the Greyhounds, particularly Foster, is shooting, leaning in, which actually, if he's initiating that kind of contact, that should be an offensive foul. And then it's a little bit more acceptable for a big guy like Humphrey down low, but he basically did the same thing, and he did get the foul.
Ryan makes the free throw, 3-point play. Again, it's a 10-point ball game at the 5:30 mark. Woodall now with the basketball. Again, the 2-2-1 press put on by Indy. Dons beat it. Woodall near midcourt. Watched by Kent. Looking, shaking, baking. Takes it all the way off the glass and in. Angelo Woodall.
Great move. That time the Greyhounds anticipated the pass off, but they didn't take away the drive, so he went right to the basket.
8 points for D. Lead up to 12. Under 5 minutes to go. Davidson fakes the 3, fires a 16-footer wide of the mark. Loose ball. Out of bounds. Last touch by Indianapolis. It'll be IPFW basketball. And we're going to have another media timeout. 4:47 left here in the second half. Our score, Mastodons 66, Greyhounds 54. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball right here on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Back at the Gates Center, Mike Moss, Charlie Washington with you. Don's up by 12, and Charlie, we're going to see a replay here. Mr. Woodall taking it inside. No one followed him. Borgman got over too late. And the little man amongst the trees puts it off the glass and in for 2.
And I think Humford had a chance to stop him right there, but he just, hey, this is a point guard who's going to dish off, so I'm going to play this pass out. And Woodall continued to go to the basket and got the layup.
Well, quick look, leading scorers in the contest. Nick Weiss for IPFW with 21, Brad Knoll with 10. For Indianapolis, Foster with 15, 11 of those here in the second half. Borgman with 14, and Davidson with 10. Here we go, Mastodon basketball, Shepard to inbound it. Again, 2-2-1 press put on, and Shepard has to call a 30-second timeout, couldn't get the ball in. I want to remind you to tune in to College 56 later this evening at 8 p.m. when Ryan Perrott and I bring you the volleyball match between IPFW and Rutgers University of Newark. The Scarlet Raiders here to take on the Volley Dons. Last night, the opening matches for each school. Rutgers lost to Tri-State in 5. And IPFW uncharacteristically lost to Concordia College of Bronxville, New York in 4. So, and Charlie, while we got the quick moment, the rules, a couple of the rule changes, and there are several, rather than play side-outs and games to 15, it is now, the first 4 games, it is rally point scoring, games to 30, win by 2 for games 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if a game 5 is needed, it is back to the 15 points. So a lot more action, and we'll see it at 8 o'clock here on College 56. Ball knocked out of bounds. IPFW retains possession.
Right now we have much action to be played here.
Shepard inbound it, hawked by Borgman. Gets it to Wise. Double teamed as Wise loses it. Picked up by Davidson. Dishes off to Foster, up and in. Pressure, pressure, and pressure.
And again, without Woodall on the floor, a little shaky.
3-on-1, Kesenich off the glass and in, and that's how you beat a press.
Good pass that time. That's how he beat it, by passing it instead of dribbling the basketball.
Foster for 3, no! Rebound, oh, Humper hit the floor hard, and he is hurt. He and Kesenich get up slowly. Now on the floor, Kent. Noel. They've been battling each other all day. Tied up, alternate position's going to go IPFW's way this time. Replacement troops at the scorers table. Woodall, DeJean, respectively, for IPFW and Indianapolis. And Hupford hit the floor hard as you see him go off the floor.
I couldn't believe he got up and ran to attempt to get back into the play.
Woodall with the basketball. 4:05 left. 68-56 our score. IPFW on top. Noel up top. Wing. Back to Noel. 10 on the shot clock. Loose ball picked up by Foster. Foster stops, pops, hits the 3. Look out. Third Trey Andy Foster. 30-second timeout called. In October, Rob Loper won the special election to become vice president of the Indiana Purdue Student Government Association. This month, he sits down with Dan Westrick to talk about events in the IPSGA since he was elected. It's on January's IPSGA update, Fridays at 1 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 p.m. right here on College 56.
That's not a picture of Rob Loper there, was it?
I honestly couldn't tell you, having not met Mr. Loper, but if it is, it's an interesting picture. 3:42 left, Charlie. The lead is now 9. It's back in single digits, and from a psychological standpoint, it's great for Indianapolis, knowing that they're 3 possessions away.
Yeah, and then with a team like that, that's where you try to keep yourself in striking distance, and it's, again, a veteran basketball team.
Whistle, baseline, mistake by IPFW again, and all Doug Noel can do is shake his head, but he's churning on the inside, rest assured.
Right now, everything that can go wrong is going wrong for the Dons.
Shades of Thursday night. I don't mean to be a prophet. As Borgman puts it up off the glass and in. Thursday night, 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. The Dons were up by 5. They lost the game. Wise for 3. No! Ball out of bounds. Last touch by IPFW.
Not sure if that's the shot. Certainly Nick Wise capable of making that shot, but I think we need to run a little clock and then get the ball inside.
Here come the Hounds. And they've been hounding in the last 5 or 6 minutes, that's for sure. Kent. Looking for Foster, can't find him. Gives it to DeJean instead, back to Kent. Spin move, Kent in the paint. Ball taken away. Nice play, Shepard. Woodall. Don's on the run. Under 3 minutes to go. Wise in the paint. Stops. Pops off the glass. No. Rebound. Shepard. Off the glass. No. No foul. Wise again underneath. He puts it up and in. He's fouled.
Well, I'm glad they called the foul on the made basket because Matt Shepard was fouled before on his missed basket. great play that time, great rebounding against the horses on the inside, or I guess I should say on the hounds inside, but they are big horses.
Foul on Dejan, his fourth. Big bucket for Nick Wise.
And this has to be a violation, even if he misses it.
And they didn't call it. Free throw
Andy
missed.
Foster stepped inside the three-point line. That has to be a violation.
70-61, 2:35 to go. Hounds down by 9. Three-point shot by Borgman. No! Fight for the loose ball. Out of bounds, they say touched by IPFW. Indeed, a retained possession.
Again, Don, to keep being aggressive, and again, don't play just to hold on to this game, but to go win the game.
Yep, play to win and not to lose. Borgman, Kent, three-pointer on the way. No, rebound. Dejan, offensive glass for the Hounds. Another three-point shot by Kent. This time he's good. Three-pointer by Kent, 70-64. Back comes IPFW. Noel, spin, off the glass, no! Wise fights for the rebound, loses it. Did he call timeout? Jump ball, timeout, what are they going to call? If it's jump ball, it's Indy ball. Greyhounds get it, 2:04 left. .204 left. Hang on to your seats, folks.
Although we needed to run some clock, I would have liked to have seen Brad Knoll. He had a good open look at a three-point shot. I'd love to have seen him take that shot.
Perspiration wiped up now by the official. Good ball game.
Oh, great basketball game. If you're a basketball fan, you love to see a game like this.
Here come the Hounds. Kent up over midcourt. 2 minutes to go. The lead is 6 for the Dons. Borgman, baseline drive past Kesinich. Shot him, taken away by IPFW. Foul called. Good defense by Jim Kesinich.
And that's a frustration call, foul that time by Borgman. And actually, I read his lips, so I guess the referees didn't hear or see what he said. But we should be shooting more than just this one free throw right here.
Big free throws coming up for the 6'10 freshman out of Wisconsin. Jim has 11 points this afternoon so far. One of one at the stripe. 2 big ones here. 1:47 to go. Need to make at least one of them to get that third possession differential. Perfect on the first one. Second free throw coming. Perfect again. Clutch free throws by Kesinich. Lead up to 8. 72-64, 1:45 to go. Foster going to force one up. Whistle. 3 shots. They're going to call a shooting foul. Foul is on Brad Knoll. And somehow, it's his first. Somehow, Charlie, they're saying that Foster shot it.
I'll tell you what, if Foster's nothing else, he's very savvy as a basketball player, and he's doing what the referees are allowing him to do. They've allowed him to lean in. They've allowed him to get the ball past the three-point line and just bump into people, and then he gets 3 shots.
Misses the first one. Misses the second one. Doug Knoll exhorting his team to block out defensively here on the third and final free throw.
And if I can be a little petty, I guess I'll say cheaters never prove.
Third one is good. 72-65, 1:38 to go. Shepard, Wise, Kesinich. They're up over midcourt. Shepard now, let's see if they force him to foul. Keep away time, 1:25 to go. 4 corners offense, and now a foul is called on Borgman. Brad's third. 2 shots coming. for Jim Kesenich. First one's good.
3 in a row for him. He's doing a great job at the free throw line. Big free throws.
Good look at Todd Sturgeon on the bench for Indianapolis. Perfect. 4 clutch free throws in the last few moments for Jim Kesenich at 74-65 with $1:18 left. Kent underneath. Shot partially blocked. Dijon puts it up and in. 74-67, back underneath. Noel up off the glass and in.
Great left hand that time by Noel. He may have gotten fouled too.
Foster for 3, no, rebound, out of bounds. They say last touch by IPFW. 55 seconds left, 76-67. The Don lead is 9, and Foster to inbound it for the Hounds. Kent for 3, yes, and a timeout called by Indianapolis. Second try for Kent. Let's take a break, 53 seconds left. Dons are up 76-70. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Well, instead of having a break, we'll tell you that the College Cable Access Monthly Program Guide provides information about our programming, including live coverage of Mastodon Sports. To receive your free College 56 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College 56 at IPFW, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. You can call us at 481-6056 or email us at cable56@ipfw.edu. Well, Indianapolis called the timeout, Charlie. 53 seconds left. Let's see a replay here. Long pass down floor. Wow, good quarterback pass there. And Brad Knoll puts it up and in. May see a replay of that for real. Coming up is IPFW will inbound it. 53 ticks of the clock left. Knoll.
Certainly right now we need our good hands lined up in there. It's going to be
Shepard to inbound it. Knoll, Wise, Kesenich, and Woodall.
to catch that basketball and be strong with it because we're probably going to get fouled.
Knoll. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay IPFW's. 50 seconds left. Shepard again to inbound it, watched by Borgman. There are 6'6" kids there. Here we go. Get open somebody. Knoll gets it, double team. Fouled by Davidson. Brad Knoll head to the stripe, shooting 2 big ones.
And Knoll, he did what he had to do. He got nudged a little bit and he fell because it was a good trap and he was about to lose the basketball. Couldn't go back, so he did a good job. And I think he did get fouled, but he did a good job fouling it to make sure the referee saw.
Foul was on Quincy Davidson, his first, but Brad Knoll to the line, and these are big, big free throws. Coach's son, sophomore co-captain from Spring Arbor, Michigan, nails the first one. And Charlie, clutch free throw shooting down the stretch.
And we're a pretty good free throw shooting team overall.
Another free throw good by the Dons. It's up to 8, 78-70. 42 seconds left. The counting whistle. We're going to have double foul called. Double foul. Foster and Knoll. For Andy, it's his third. For Brad, it's his second.
Again, Foster trying to use that savvy veteran play, I think, to
get the call. You see Foster talking to 2 of the officials saying, hey, I got fouled. I didn't foul Brad.
That may have been that old grab you and pull you down and try and get the foul shots.
Officials still discussing a couple of things as to perhaps whose ball it is. They're going to say 30 seconds on the shot clock. Indianapolis ball rather than IPFW. Official explaining it to both head coaches. Rather than jump ball alternate possession on a double foul, they're going to give the ball to Indianapolis.
And I believe that is a new rule, and so actually a good piece of officiating.
To get it right. 30 seconds left on the shot clock, 42 seconds on the game clock. Indianapolis will inbound it down by 8, 78-70. And the official. While we're waiting, we want to remind you to tune in next Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock when the Mastodons play host to the University of Missouri St. Louis. That's 3 o'clock next Saturday. Again, college basketball right here on College 56. 3 shots later, DeJean puts it up and in. Makes it 78-72. Long pass, Noel down low. Foster fakes the foul. Noel puts it up. Foster hits the deck. Big bucket for Brad Noel. 80-72. 3-point shot on the way, short by Kent. Hounds control it. Davidson, 20 seconds left. Borgman for 3. No. Ball tapped. Loose ball. Davidson has it. Throws it up again. Hits the support. IPFW ball, 11 seconds left, and I think we may have weathered the storm, Charlie.
I think we did.
Noel gets the inbound. He's going to get fouled. Gets it up to Woodall. 8 seconds. And the Hounds are calling off the troops. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. It's over. The Dons come out on top.
Great win.
Final score, 80-72. Quick note before we leave you. Leading scorer for the Dons, Nick Wise with 23, Brad Noel 16, Jim Kessenich 15. 21 points for Andy Foster, leading the way for Indianapolis. Win number 5 for the Dons. Charlie, great working with you. We'll see you next Saturday. Got to run. Our telecast today sponsored in part by Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. I catch my breath here. We'd like to thank at this time the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPFW Sports, and especially the outcome this afternoon. And we thank you again for joining us. For Charlie Washington, this is Mike Loss saying goodbye for now. Again, our final score, IPFW 80, Indianapolis 72. We'll see you back tonight at 8 o'clock for Volleyball Volleyball right here on College 56 Sports. But until then, we bid you goodbye from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW.